Okay, so we're trying this again. Now, can everybody hear me? Hope so. Uh, yeah. Sorry it took so long. Had a little camera issue. Like I said, we have a Disney trip planned for tomorrow. Starting in DCA, and yeah, we're gonna head to Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta. But with everything coming back, with financial reasons, we want to have a trip planned next month, and it's Disney. Don't think we can afford a trip next month. We're saving up to be able to take my grandniece, my nephew's daughter, to Disney, for the summer, one day during the summer. Buy her ticket and take her to Disney. Let her explore Disney because I don't think she's ever been. And we do that. Uh, Tell me something you want to chat about. I know I have at least one viewer. Go ahead and message me. You have questions, I have answers. I'm sorry it's just me, but the wife not ready to do that yet. So, there it is. Talk to me, somebody. You know, uh, talk Disney, talk something. I realize, yes, you still see my Disney movies in the background. No, I do not have a wall up. I haven't learned to do any of that yet. I'm still in my computer room, my section of the living room that's just for my computers. We are looking at houses to buy, so hopefully sometime in the near future, I will be in a different room and actually have some Disney stuff up on the walls. So let's go from there. Yeah. Uh, Tomorrow's an 8 to midnight shift. When we went on March 4th, it was supposed to be an 8 to midnight shift, but I wound up with a little bit of a medical issue. The part of my top part of my left thigh went numb at about 6:30 at night. And so I was talking to my wife while we were waiting for the train over in Tomorrowland and asked her if I should be concerned about that. And she's like, I think we need to go home before your leg goes numb and you're not able to walk on it. The leg never went numb, just that top part of my leg went numb. The drive home was easy. There was like zero traffic. We were home by 9 o'clock, 9:30. By the time we made it back to the car. Yes, the trams are running. Yes, the Mickey van is running. But you have to wear a mask in the Mickey van. You know, uh, Sorry I'm so close. Uh, my camera is on top of my monitor. And like again, I apologize for my wife not being with me. Uh, like I said, she figures it'd be too uncomfortable for her to sit in the wheelchair and do a live stream. You know, uh, my normal comfortable computer chair broke. Uh, so I'm in a different computer chair. I'm in the other computer chair that is usually used for the other computer. It is now the only computer chair we have. It's got no arms on it and a very short back. Uh, yeah. So there's that. Um, my wife decided that she didn't want to do a live after our last one. She's like, we have no followers. And I'm like, I explained to her today that Damien's been on for 4 years and has just recently reached 1,600 followers. The thing is not to give up, and I'm not giving up. I will do my best to keep up with Disney news and what Disney's doing. By the way, they're building houses out in Florida, 80 acres set aside. But Disney is in hot water. With the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, there's that. I personally don't know what to think about it. I'm not against LGBTQ community. I'm a man of faith, but I'm not against them. I'm not going to sit there and say you can't do that. I'm going to let them lead their lives, and I'm going to love on them like they're my best friend. A person that I used to talk to about the Bible and scripture and everything else like that was a bull dyke. And she was also my wife's godmother, and we talked scripture and everything else like that, and we were good friends. I didn't care the fact that she was gay, so what? Get yourself a girlfriend and have fun. Well, here's the thing. I don't know what's going to happen with Disney. Like I said, they're in hot water, but they're they're breaking records financially, and the prices seem to be going up. Found out it's $104 for a park hopper ticket for a child aged 3 to 9. It's like, okay, we can save up that amount and take our grandniece to Disney. The only thing is, we also have to save enough to feed her, and buy her a souvenir, which is what we do with kids when we take kids. The last set of kids we took was a set of twins. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. They spent the night here. We woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We were out the door and in the car by 4:30. We had breakfast at Denny's across the street from Disneyland. And we were in the park, by 8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock in the morning, but we paid for their tickets and everything else like that. And we bought them a souvenir, and this was before the Jedi Training Academy shut down, so they did that, and I live streamed it on my Facebook. I went live on Facebook and streamed the whole thing from beginning to end. Which for the phone I had ate up a lot of battery, but I'm not worried about that. I just wanted those kids to have fun, and they had a blast. So yeah, that was important. They got to experience Disney with a couple of Disney pros, and we talked about rides, and we went on rides, and it's like we just about went on everything. So yeah, that was an enjoyable time. We enjoy taking kids, and filling their head with Disney knowledge, and get to experience the Disney park with a couple of people who aren't afraid to go on just about every ride. The only ride I don't go, there are 2 rides that I don't go on at Disney. That is the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, because I've done it once. Thank you. Will not do it again. And the Mad Tea Party, the teacups. I'm sorry, but if I spin in circles, inside circles, I tend to turn green and have a hard time walking and keeping whatever food I have in my stomach down. So yeah, I get sick if I'm on circles inside circles inside circles, which is what Alice's Mad Tea Party is. It's one big circle inside a smaller circle, you know, and you get to spin the teacup, you know. And I'm not going to go on a ride that my wife happens to enjoy spinning and not spin the teacup. I've done it a couple of times. It didn't feel too good afterwards, and it took me a little bit to catch my breath and get my bearings. So I don't do that anymore. But if we take people who happen to like the teacups, my wife goes on that ride with them. You know, so yeah, they get to experience that. You know, we took my daughter and at the time her husband, and they experienced Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. And my daughter was just like me and her mother, you know, just like her father and her mother. I've done it once. No, thank you. Never again. You know, so yeah. Uh, Props to my daughter for having the guts to go on it once. You know, Katrina, you're awesome. So, you know, there's that. Uh, yeah, and you know, it's just the way it is. You know, and with Disney bringing back entertainment, you know, and you know, they're supposed to be bringing the Lion King to Fantasyland Theater. Well, they've been doing updates to Fantasyland Theater over there by It's a Small World, you know, and so we'll see if the Troubadour Tavern opens up, you know, which I believe is the name of that little place where you can pick up your loaded mashed potato. It's not a little potato, it's a loaded mashed potato, and my wife happens to like it. Here's the thing, we've lost weight. Um, when my wife went to the hospital on January 6th, my appetite kind of went away. When she had the stroke, it almost completely went away. Uh, I lost 27 pounds from January 7th to January 15th, and then turned around and dropped 2 more pounds. The hospital did not help my wife stand up and strengthen her right leg so she'd be able to help me. I did that on my own. And then with the help of uh, at-home physical therapy, we got a little more strength in both the legs. Well, they got her the right walker because the walker that my brother's girlfriend got, uh, appreciated, really do. You know, but it's no help because my wife can't move her left arm, and it takes two hands to operate that walker. So they got us what is known as a Hemi walker. It is a walker designed for one hand, you know, to help you walk, and that's what she's been using, which is awesome. She even went down the steps, which she tripped over my fat foot because I didn't get it out of the way, and she fell. But we got her back up, got her sat down in the chair out on the out on the porch, and we had our cigarette. No, we do not smoke inside the house. Yes, we smoke. I've been smoking for 42 years. I'm not going to stop now. You know, last X-ray of my lungs are clear. It's all good. You know, my wife has been smoking for a long time as well. You know, no, she doesn't want to stop. She quit while she was in the hospital because she couldn't get outside and smoke a cigarette. She wasn't allowed out of her room, you know, because she had COVID. And that's the reason why she didn't wind up in a rehab facility, is because nobody would take her because at the time she was still testing positive for COVID. Well, she came home on a Wednesday, you know, and the Friday before she apparently tested positive for COVID. Well, I tested her with an at-home kit on Friday, and she tested negative. So, yeah, negative for COVID. She's got her COVID shots. I've got my COVID shots. So yeah, there's that. Um, at first I was against getting a COVID shot until I found out I had to have it in order to go visit my wife in the hospital that are a negative COVID test. Well, I got a negative COVID test to go visit my wife and was able to get more test kits to continue to visit my wife until she came home. And she came home to me, not really able to use that right leg to lift herself up or balance herself or anything else like that because the hospital's only helped her stand up once out of all the times I watched physical therapy happen there at the hospital. So, yeah, way to go. She kept telling them, I want to stand up. I need to stand up. And they wouldn't listen to her. She knew what she needed. And so I got her to help me in standing up. And now she helps me quite a bit. Well, people, since I still have to use a transport chair to transport my wife to and from the bathroom, that was my wife who just texted me. And as much as I hate to do this, I'm going to have to cut this live stream short. Good day to you. We'll be back next week. All right? Disney and stuff. We've been doing about everything at the park for 22 years. And thank you again to the YouTubers who continued that trend. Have a blessed evening.